Meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation followed.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
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 Roll call, please.
Allen.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Lepore.
Here.
Mistrovich.
Here.
Rindell.
Present.
Ricks.
Here.
Warren.
Here.
Good to see everybody here, and approval of minutes for the City Council meeting of July 5th would be in order.
Motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on those minutes? Being not, all in favor of the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. We have one member in the audience tonight. Any comments? Back to the table. Moving on, adoption of agenda. Mr. City Manager, you have a change.
Yes, item number 3, consideration of road closure during community garage sale. Everyone should have received that in your packet for the roundtable.
City Council, any changes? Is there a motion to amend the agenda?
Motion to make the agenda as amended. Support.
Motion been made and supported to amend the agenda. Any discussion on the motion? Be not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. There is no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We're moving on to items for consideration. The first one being consideration of board appointments. Mr. City Manager.
We have 4 board appointments in front of you tonight. For the EDC, we have Marie Eves. For the Library Board, Gail O'Neill. For the Planning Commission, Robert Matrazak. And for the Rec Board, Melissa Matrazak.
Thank you, sir. The first one would be for the EDC term, and I would ask that you would reappoint Marie Eves to that position. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Marie Eves to the EDC for a 6-year term with an expiration date of July 1, 2023.
Support. Motion been made and supported. 2023 doesn't even seem possible.
That didn't sound right.
We thank Marie. Marie has 18 years of experience on that board, and certainly one of the senior members of the board, and brings a lot of experience on EDC matters to the table. Any other discussion? Audience comments? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have an opening on the library board. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to reappoint Gail O'Neill to the Library Board for a 2-year term with an expiration date of June 30th, 2019.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Gail's been on there for quite a while, yeah, like 12 years. She's been on the library board, so appreciate her coming back again. Audience comments? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Next item is Planning Commission, and I would ask that you reappoint Bob Mazurak to that position. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Bob Mazurak to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term with an expiration date of June 30th, 2020.
Support. Has been made and supported. Any discussion? If you remember the passing of Commissioner Doug Penzine, we appointed Bob to that seat. Since then, he has attended a class, was that 8 to 10 classes?
8 classes through the county to get his citizen planner certificate.
Yeah, so very good. I mean, he's put a lot of time into the short period of time he's been on that board. He's put a lot of time into it to come up to speed, so we appreciate that also. Any other comments? Any comments from the audience? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have one more for the Recreation Board. Is there a motion for that?
I make a motion to reappoint Melissa Matrazak for the Recreation Board for a 2-year term for an expiration date of March 31st, 2019.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Any discussion? She has served as chairman of the Parks and Rec Board for several years. I'm not sure how long it's been, but a number of years now. And certainly has the experience. Glad she also has come back to serve in that position. Any audience comments on that one? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We thank all those residents for coming back and stepping up to help us lead the city into the future. Next item for consideration is lot combination for the flower shop on Main Street, Al and Teresa Maniaci. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider approving a lot combination request from Al and Teresa Maniaci, the owners of the Richmond Flower Shop, at 69001 Main Street and 69037 Main Street. One of those is the lot where their building is, and the other one is the vacant, or the lot where their parking lot is. And they are in the process of doing parking lot improvements and a small addition to the building that will cross over the parcel lines. So as part of their site plan approval at the Planning Commission meeting, they were, one of the conditions of that was to do the combination of the two parcels into one.
Very good. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the lot combination action requested by Al and Teresa Manesi for 69001 Main and 69037 Main. They combine the two commercial lots into one parcel.
Support. What's been made and supported? Any discussion on this item?
I think it's a good move bringing those two lots together. I think it'll be good for their business and clean that up over there.
Absolutely.
It probably should have been a long time ago.
Probably. They've been moving right along since they purchased that property and done a very nice job on that corner for the city. So this all seems in order. Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to city manager's comments.
got
Oh, I'm
it, Jen.
sorry, the amended motion is number 3, consideration of the road closure.
City Council is scheduled to consider closing Beebe Street from Festival Drive to Park Street, detouring traffic on Washington to Stone to Park Street. This would be Saturday, July 29th during the Recreation Department's Community Garage Sale. The northbound Beebe Street would be completely closed at Park Street. Southbound, we would detour the southbound traffic onto Washington there. We would only have about half the road closed there, but then we would also allow some traffic to flow around all the way down and have it completely closed at Festival Drive. The purpose of kind of having that detour sign out at Washington is if you're not going to the park, you'll go around on the streets versus by the time you get down to Festival Drive, now what are you doing? You're detouring through Festival Drive and the pool area and the Little League area. So it'll kind of take that traffic out, but yet still allow traffic into the park. So that's kind of why we have that double set of barricades on the north side there. We've looked at this the last several years of the community garage sale, especially as we've kind of expanded the vendors, and oftentimes they're now on both sides of the street. We also have the Historical Society open that day during the community garage sale, so this will just make it safer for all the pedestrians in that area to kind of go back and forth on Beebe Street without having to deal with traffic. The motion only says from 8 a.m. period. It should really say 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. All the vendors have been told that they should get there by 7:30 to set up their space or booth. And so then by 8 o'clock, we should be able to shut that down. And then at 1 o'clock, when the sale's over, we'll open the street. The vendors can get in front of their spot to pick up their stuff.
Very good. Is there a motion before discussion? Or, excuse me, we have our recreation director here. Did you want to say anything in addition to the, okay, very good. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the closure of Beebe Street from Park Street to Festival Drive on Saturday, July 29th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Support. What's been made and supported? Any discussion? Sounds like, no-brainer. We shut her down and make it a lot more safe over there. There's been a lot of people historically that have been over in that area, and that's going to be a very, very busy day in the city of Richmond with everything else that's going on. So makes all the sense in the world. So some of those people that like to travel down Beebe Street at 40, 50 miles an hour might want to be very aware that day that they're going to run into some pretty heavy barricades if they don't look up. Another issue we have in the community over there. So anyhow, if there's nothing else, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Okay, council comment, or city manager's comment, sir.
Nothing, I guess today, Jim Getzinger and I were out with a consultant taking samples from the structure on Main Street that we're looking to demo for Tifa up on the north end, and then also on the house on Division Road that was kind of a discussion of a lot of our code enforcement efforts. So we were, we put a rush on trying to get those back so that we can bid it out and have that information for the bidders. So we should get the reports the end of this week.
Very good. Very good. Council comments. Jamie.
Since we have our recreation director here, I just want to say how well the summer programs are going. I know we pared back a lot, but the ones that we do have are really well run, and Camp Richmond is going fantastic. Blake and his crew really, you can tell that they really care about the kids and it's funny watching them run around crazy in the park with the kids and how interactive they are, truly loving on the children as not just babysitting them, so to speak. It's a true camp environment. So thank you. It's going really well.
Emily.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
John.
Nothing tonight.
Rob.
No, sir.
Dennis.
I'm good.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
And I'm good. Let's go to the calendar. Today being the 17th of July. The EMS will be having their groundbreaking tomorrow at 4:30 at Station 1, right on Division. Looking forward to that. The EDC will be meeting on the 20th at 7 o'clock here at City Hall. It's also another Senior Helpers-sponsored music concert in the park on the 20th at 7 o'clock, and that's at the Pavilion. That's on the 20th. Takes us through to the 26th at 7 o'clock. The Tifa will be meeting. And then when we have a big weekend, 28th and 29th of July. That's the last weekend in July. The citywide garage sales, the Parks and Recreation will have their sale, as we talked about this evening, and also the Rummage and Relic sale will be going on Friday and Saturday. Also, we have the Richmond Ride on Saturday.
Yep.
And again, if you need any information on that, call Parks and Recreation 727-3064 for details on that. That will take us into August, and the next regular scheduled meeting of the City Council will be held on August 7th. I also would like to announce also that the annual St. Augustine Festival will be happening August 11th, 12th, and 13th, and they have added a 3K foot race this year. So contact St. Augustine's to find out more about that. So is there anything else that we need to add to the calendar at this point in time? Well, we had some great things going on this past weekend. We had thousands of people in town for the girls softball annual Can-Am tournament, and I believe the Little League was hosting a tournament also over the weekend over there. So things happening in our community all summer long. Looking forward to the rest of the summer here. Is there any other items for discussion here from the council? If not, is there any other business of the city council? If there's not, motion to adjourn would be in order.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. City council.